Hey, it's May here. The most disappointing kind of manager is the one that is actively sabotaging your career. And I hope you don't have one of these, but there are all kinds of managers out there. And I find this kind the most difficult and disappointing because we expect our managers to be helping us in our careers. And these people who are sabotaging us are not only not helping, they're actively holding us back or pushing us down. So if you happen to be in one of these situations, I want to share 3 strategies that you can employ to help improve your situation. Number 1 is to do a reality check. And there are 3 kinds that you can do. The first is do a reality check on your situation with your manager. To what extent are you the only person that is experiencing this, or are there many others who have experienced this in the past or are going through the same thing right now? If nothing else, you'll feel reassured that you are not alone. And you might even get great advice. The second kind of reality check is to do a reality check on what kind of assumptions might you be making. Are those assumptions ones that you might need to pressure test? So when you put yourself in the shoes of your manager, does everything start to look less personal and start to make sense in a different way? Or maybe it doesn't. So very useful to look at what kind of assumptions you might be making and how that might drive the way you're thinking about the situation. The third kind of reality check is to think about, what do you really want? Are you in an ideal company, in an ideal role, and the only fly in the ointment is your manager? Or maybe you're just taking this job to make ends meet, to get a paycheck, and you're not that wild about it anyway. So what you really want will drive how hard you work on making this situation work. The second step is to focus on what you can do without anybody else's permission. Because when you take action, there's nothing like action taking to make you feel so much better. There are several kinds of actions you can take. For example, you can go and talk to your manager. Maybe they're not aware. And before you go, make sure you think through what it is that you are trying to achieve in that meeting. Maybe there are 1 or 2 specific things that would make everything turn out better, whether that's getting constructive feedback or maybe it's getting growth opportunities, whatever that might be. And you want to be prepared before you go into those meetings, and you might want to bounce these ideas around with people that you know and trust. Another thing you can do to take action is to form alliances with people, whether they're internally or externally to your unit. And when I say form alliances, the purpose of this is not to have a complaint session and talk about your boss behind their back. It's really to provide a support network for you and people that can help you think through things. A third thing you could do is to enlist help from others, people that can give you really sage advice and perhaps even step in and intervene. So these are people that are your sponsors, your mentors, other people that have been advocating for you in your career in the past. A fourth thing that you could do is to build up your network. Frankly, we always should be building up our network because this is what makes it possible for you to land on your feet no matter what else is happening around you. Now, the third strategy is, as a last resort, if you've tried everything in steps 1 and 2 and nothing is working, then it may be time to fire your manager. And of course, the only way to do that is to leave. So you don't want to take this decision lightly. But if you are in that position of it's time to go, then make it a priority to find a wonderful boss in your next role. So managers have so much influence over our careers and how we feel about ourselves. And for most of our careers, we are going to be both managers and the person being managed. If you have a manager that's sabotaging your career, then take time to step back, reassess the realities, advocate for yourself, enlist help, and be prepared as a last resort to walk away. If you're a manager, then make sure that you're being that manager you have always wanted to have. Make sure that you are creating an environment where your entire team can feel good about themselves and put their best selves to be productive and deliver results for you and the organization and themselves. And make sure that you are not inadvertently being that boss that is accidentally sabotaging your team members' success in their careers. So here's what I want to know. Which of these strategies would most help improve your situation or improve the situations of others that you know? Leave a comment. I'd love to hear. If you're watching this from anywhere other than my blog, head on over to maybusch.com/blog, and I look forward to welcoming you. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then hit the red button to subscribe and the bell to get notified of new videos. So go out there and be bold, play big, and spark joy for yourself and everyone around you.